Welcome back to the channel. As many of you know, the dually has not been my most reliable vehicle, so I'm gonna do the right thing and drive it from Florida to California on an epic 5,500-mile road trip. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so and hit that bell notification because I'm bringing you guys and gals along for the entire journey. And I can't do this without friends, so here's how it's all gonna go down. Now, if you remember when we did the Hot Rod Power Tour earlier this year, I met a guy named Chad Anderson, who's a buddy of Derek's. Well, Chad lives about 20 minutes from Dino's Get Down. He's gonna let me crash at his house and keep my truck at his shop. So the first leg of this road trip is gonna be from Daytona to Glendale. Once Dino's Get Down is over, I'm flying back to Florida, covering the Daytona Beach Turkey Run and working on some more projects for you guys. Then I'm grabbing Lauren and we're flying back out to Glendale to grab the dually and head over to California to do the Hot Rod Power Tour West. Now, they have not done a Hot Rod Power Tour on that side of the country in a very long time. And how awesome would it be to have this dually be a long hauler on the Power Tour East and the Power Tour West. And of course, once the Power Tour is over, we're driving the dually all the way back home to Florida. So this is gonna be an insane couple of months, and I cannot wait to bring you guys and gals along for the ride. But addressing the dually, we do have some issues we have to overcome. Of course, the first thing is the tires. Now, coming back from C10 Fall Revival, we had a blowout. So I got with my buddy Joe at Egizio Motors, and he got me a brand new set of Nittos. We're gonna go visit him later in this episode to put the tires on, get them balanced, and put on the dually. That's gonna be a whole fiasco I'll cover with you guys later on. But there's some other things I wanna do to the truck as well. I need to finish rolling the lip on these front fenders. I need to change the oil, and I wanna do a polish on the truck. But other than that, it's pretty mechanically sound, and we've only had minor issues with it. Now, if you guys and gals remember, I've put a bunch of new parts on this truck, including a new alternator, ignition coil, hydro boost, and power steering pump, and they have all failed. But I think we've worked all the way through the kinks, and I think this truck is ready for this epic road trip. Here's the issue that we're having with this fender lip. So you see this blue tape right here? This fender goes in another inch or so from the outside of the fender. And when you have your wheel here, the wheel comes up and tucks into this wheel well. So what's happening is when I'm driving in Florida and everything's flat, it clears just fine, and it hits every once in a while on big bumps and stuff. But once we got into North Carolina, we were driving through those back roads. It's like I would come down a hill and my tire, I mean, you're moving side to side and you're bouncing all around, and all that weight of the truck's on the front end. I was grabbing this lip and pulling it down. So I have video of me, I'll drop it in here, of me just like, I put my jack handle in here and I'm like rolling the fender just to be able to drive the thing around. So I found these pliers. And these pliers should be able to grab onto this and then start rolling that lip up. Now, when I initially got the truck painted, I tried to find somebody that could roll the fenders, because I know everybody's gonna be like, why don't you just roll the fenders? Well, I couldn't find anybody with an 8-lug adapter because this rotor is so big that normally those adapters go up to 5, maybe 6-lug wheels. So the 8-lug is a lot harder to find. They're out there, but I couldn't find anybody local to me that had one. So I ended up hitting it with a dead blow, and I cleared it enough to drive in Florida, but once we left Florida and we got in the hills, it wasn't enough. So let's see if this is gonna be enough to do what we gotta do. I'm like really nervous about cracking this paint. It's doing a pretty good job. I've heard of guys making cuts, like pie cuts in these, and then tapping it up with a hammer. But I just wanted to see if this would work. Oh, dude, that works great. So that lip, it's hard to see. I'll try to see if I can show you with my phone. The blue tape really helps outline it here. So this was pointed straight. And look at how much it came up. That's significantly better. Here, I'll show you the other side. I still got the tire in here, but I mean, you could see it literally just comes straight across. And it's curled up a little bit, but not nearly as much as the other side. I'm gonna call that good. All right, moment of truth. Let's pull the tape off and see how bad I screwed up the paint, which it was already screwed up anyway. Yeah, we got some crackage right there. Sorry, Steven. My bad, homie. Well, I've developed a very aggressive power steering fluid leak. I think I found where it's coming from. Looks like it's coming from the cooler, and then there's a line coming off the power steering gearbox. And then we have a little hose clamp right there, so I just tightened her back up. Just got a jack stand under here. We're rubbing on the back of this fender here and on the top. Really need to get some slosh tubs for this truck. We'll talk to Mike later. Anywho's, time to change this oil. For this truck, I got these little Pennzoil oil filter straps. Works good. Right in time for the boys to get off the bus. I'm just gonna make a mess. What's up, bud?
I have a dirty hand.
From what?
On the dirt.
Where's my... Hey, don't play in that. We're not playing in that right now. You got school clothes on, man.
Oh yeah, I have to get changed, right?
Yeah. We're gonna go to that in a little bit. It's not ready yet.
Dad.
But Wyatt.
Why you but?
That's what you said.
When are they gonna get ready?
They're getting ready right now. Yep. Okay. Well, so far so good. We have no metal shavings on our drain plug here, which is great. I would be very surprised if there were. The truck's got 230,000 miles on it now, something like that. But it runs great. The AutoZone this morning, and this STP was on sale. Full synthetic high mileage. You got a deal with their Vida Larga extended life. There we go. Extended life STP filter. I've never really used this stuff before. Normally like a Castrol guy. What kind of oil do you guys use? This one's got some cellophane on it. Let's make sure we take that off. There we go. One day, I will have a lift, and I won't work on the ground anymore, or as much. Oh, when I was a young man, I was teaching my buddy how to change the oil in his truck. And I remember, it was probably 17 or something. So he had the truck over at the house. We're draining the oil. I get up and I'm like, all right, man, now that all the oil's out, let's go ahead and fire the truck up and make sure we get all that oil out of there. And he went to sit in the truck and started. And I was like, no, dude, just messing with you, man. We don't want to fire that truck up with no oil in it. Oh, that was pretty funny. What would have been really funny is if I let him start the truck up and then blown his motor and then taught him how to rebuild it. That would have been awesome. Low oil pressure, there it goes. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50. Golly, that's better than it was before. Now that I got the oil change done, I'm gonna reset our trip here. Trip B, that's gonna be my maintenance tripometer. Got a bed full of tires here. So these are the new tires I'm gonna go with. It's Nitto NT420Vs. I'm just gonna replace all of them. There's no sense in just replacing those two and then potentially having issues with the rears. So let's run to the storage unit, grab the other wheels, and then we'll get headed over to Joe's place. All my junk. This is how I can do these projects. All right, these are our wheels and tires right here, so let's get them in the back of the dually. So this is the original set of tires from the truck when I bought it. It came with the 16-inch Alcoas from the factory, and I do plan on cleaning them up one day and repolishing them, but I wanted to hang on to them just in case something like this happened. So this is what I gotta do. I gotta load these in the back of the truck. Then we're gonna head to Ocala tomorrow, go visit Joe, put the tires on, the Alcoas, and then as I take those wheels off of the truck, I'm gonna put these on because these still have a ton of life left in them. And I don't wanna drive on the new Alcoas, on the new tires, without them being balanced. We are here. For sure. Just made it to Joe and Kristen's house. What's up? Got the boys set up here. And Joe's got his own tire machine. This is the man you want to talk to when you want stuff.
All right. Pull it out. Okay, so we're gonna that'll kind of
Come on, baby.
oh, these fit a lot nicer too. Do they? Look at how they do. They fit like flush on that lip.
Yeah,
really
dude.
nice.
Because like the lip on the other ones, see that?
Sticks out. Look how nice that is.
That is crazy, dude. That's a way better fit.
So I've noticed that on some of the nicer tires, they like advertise that they have like a rim protector or something built in. I'm not. Don't quote me on if that's really what it's called. So this is 40, 50. We're about in the middle. So you might have to check it with more precision.
That was weird it didn't snap on there.
No, it didn't.
Joe just got this one mounted. So this is the new Nitto. Look at how nice the tire lines up with the lip of the rim versus the Desert Storms. That lip sticks out. It's just so much a better fit. So much of a better fit. Hopefully these do the trick, man, because I don't want to get stranded again.
Difference between a quality tire and a cheap tire.
Yeah, exactly. Joe's getting the next one lubed up. So this is the Delante from the passenger side. So this is the inside of the tire, and this whole half is bubbled. It's supposed to look like this, but you come up here, you see that bubble there starts, it goes back down, and then it comes all the way around to here. So we just drove 60 miles on this. Lucky that we made it. And there's a couple small spots right here. I don't know if you can see it on camera. So yeah, this tire is starting to separate. And also check this out. So this is the tire that had the blowout, and look at all that stuff. I'm wondering if this was from the blowout. Let's see what side are, the blowout's like right here. I don't know, I don't really see where all that stuff came from, but you can kind of see the steel bands right there. But there's no bubbling. There's no bubbling on this one. Very interesting.
We got the next one set up, ready to roll.
This machine's so much easier than the last one when we did the wheels on the Blazer. We had 4 dudes trying to get the bead around.
Dude. I think you keep going. Yep. Keep going.
Sweet.
All on spoons.
Yeah.
It's these helper arms are having these 2 helper arms are they make a world's difference when you're setting these things up.
Boom.
Sometimes I like to turn it if you can and line the yellow dot up with the valve stem.
Oh yeah.
So supposedly when they make the tires, this is the lightest spot in the tire, so it'll use
Kind of
less.
like offsets.
Yeah, it offsets the.
I got you.
But sometimes it's just. I mean, you can start it over there and then it'll spin a little bit. You can never really get it close. So
yeah.
And I have tested that before, where I've had one that's been really like off, like weight wise, it just takes a ton of weight. So I actually took the tire off and spun it around, and it made it worse.
Did it?
So so I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
that I'm not really sure about that whole theory that I've been told.
Right. All right, we got the camera. It's gonna pop. You ready?
No.
Oh, that was it. What about that side?
This side's pretty much there. Look at that. That's just pushing out right now. Yeah, there you go. Boy, that's amazing, the difference in how these look.
Yeah.
compared.
That's crazy, dude.
Two down, 4 to go. Josh is taking off the other rears.
Trying to get the dang adapter off, man. So I didn't think they'd put balancing beads in this tire, but I guess they did. I've never seen them before, so that's what they look like. Shout out to my man Joe for always coming through. Dude, I appreciate it.
Yep.
So like I said, he helped me mount these, but his balancing machine does not have an adapter for these massive 10-lug wheels. So now I got to go to a different shop, but that's going to be for a different day. I'm going to try to go to 75 Chrome shop tomorrow. But they're supposed to balance and shave the tires and then do an alignment on the truck, and then you should be ready to go. Hey, if you guys need tires, wheels, vintage air parts, what else do you sell, man? You sell all kinds of stuff.
Oh boy, let's see. Wheels, tires, vintage air, fuel injector clinic, Brian Tooley Racing.
Oh, you're a dealer for them too?
Yeah, BTR. If you need
know
any
that.
engine parts, hit me up.
Yeah, heck yeah. Egizio Motors, I'll drop his contact info below. I'll drop his contact info below. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
Well, good morning. It's the next day, and I'm at 75 Chrome Shop in Wildwood, Florida. This is 2 hours from my house, so Joe lives about an hour and a half from me. Drove home last night and then drove out here first thing this morning. Got up at 5:30 to get out here when they open, because they don't make appointments. They're first come, first serve. So this has been a fiasco with the dually. Nobody would mount the tires on the wheels, because every shop I spoke to said, we don't work on custom wheels like that, because they have to mill these wheels down from a 22.5 to a 22 to take a regular passenger car tire. So nobody would mount them. So I took them to Joe, and they mount on a wheel just like any other 22-inch wheel. There's nothing special about it. So now that I did that, there's no shops that have balancing machines that will accept a 10-lug wheel. So I had some shops close to me, but these guys are supposed to be the best. So I'm getting the wheels balanced, not putting them back on the dually yet. I'm gonna take it back home. I wanna paint the adapters, polish the wheels before I put them back on. But man, I did not think it was gonna be this difficult to put new tires on my rims. I mean, while we're here, let's like check this place out. So the service center's in the back. Dadgum. Oh, I actually do need some new lug covers, because I kind of screwed up a couple of mine. Look at these, man. You can get whatever you want. This place is nuts, dude. Oh, train horns. Just got back from 75 Chrome Shop, so check this out. And I balanced the wheels, right? You see this one. This one was pretty round. They said 3 of the 6 were in really good shape. But I had them shave the wheels, so check these out. You can see here they're kind of like scraped up. So what they do is they throw this on a machine, spin it, and basically remove the high spots. So you see right here, you still have that red line, and there's not much scrapage going on. And up here, there's a bunch. So this is a high spot on the tire. So now these are perfectly round and perfectly balanced. I've never had this done before, so I'm really curious to see how they ride. Now, I didn't put them on because I have to paint these adapters. I never painted them, and they're just raw steel. So I'm gonna hit them, clean them up, hit them with some paint. Then I'll be able to put the tires on. We should be ready to go there. And then I can move on to doing a quick polish and getting this thing ready to go. Laying down some paint on these adapters here. Just got my Eastwood rust encapsulator. Tried to use my gravity fed gun, but switched to the siphon fed and just, you know, spraying it out. And that's it. On to the next one. All right, let's get these 22s back on. I'm gonna spray some silicone spray over this hub. You know, taking these adapters off was pretty tough. I had to beat one of them off with a sledgehammer because it was just basically seized to the wheel. There we go. I'm also glad I got some paint on these because they were looking pretty rough. Really curious to see how these tires fit because they do seem a little bit wider, even though they're the same tire size. You know, something else I did in preparation for this big trip is stopped at Harbor Freight this morning and really thought about what I needed as far as tools go. Because if I'm driving 2,100 miles, potentially on my own, I don't know if I'm gonna have a co-pilot out there. I don't wanna have any doubts in my mind about what kind of tools I have on deck. So I got a new jack that I can throw around. It's half the weight of this one. When I had this blowout, I think I threw my back out just getting the jack out of the back of the truck. The thing weighs like 100 freaking pounds. Another thing I'm gonna do is bring 2 of those spares with me instead of just the one. So if we do have another major tire failure, I got a better chance of making it to where I'm going. And it could potentially stop along the way and get some new tires if needed. I really should be okay on tires on this trip though, I would think. Okay. So tight. Oh, I'm sure my neighbors love me. Whose idea was it to buy a dually? Come on. So this inner dually wheel is milled on the backside to go around that adapter. So the adapter like sinks into the backside of this wheel, which is why I was lubing up the backside. And this is the one, it's very tight. They could have taken off just a hair more and it would have been all good. But I remember having a major issue with this one, getting it on. And I had to beat this one off of the wheel with a sledgehammer because it was just so tight. And I don't want to go in there and remove any material because this is a hub-centric wheel, which means this hub, it doesn't line up with the lug nuts. The lug nuts hold it in place, but the hub is what centers the wheel. So if you mess with that, you could mess with the wheel. So I got it on. That's what's important. Just checking to make sure this is fully seated on that adapter. I can see the backside of the adapter in here. All right, let's take this sucker around the block and see how these shaved tires ride. It's my new travel jack, 2-ton low profile. Look at how much smaller it is over this 3-ton long reach. Oh my goodness, this is gonna save my back the next time I need it on the road. Going for a quick cruise with these new tires. Yeah, I mean, we're going 67 miles an hour. The tires feel great. Everything's nice and smooth. Feels better than the big sidewall ones, actually, that I had on here before. It definitely feels better than the Delante Desert Storms. Still gotta try to get this thing aligned. You see the steering wheel's a little crooked. Ever since I put in that new steering gearbox, I think it's clocked just slightly different from the original unit that was on here, but I don't think I'm gonna have time. I think the alignment's okay. I just think that if I could get a little bit of adjustment and make this straight, it'd make me feel a whole heck of a lot better. And man, this windshield is dirty. Pop the caps back on. Man, this truck just looks so much better with these wheels. I gotta say, those shaved tires perform really, really well. I was pleasantly surprised cruising down the road going 65, not really having any vibrations or anything funny going on. So really I'm down to 2 things left. That's to wash and polish the truck and then hopefully try to get an alignment to straighten out that steering wheel. But all the major stuff is done, and I'm really happy with how the truck's doing since we got back from C10 Fall Revival, and especially now that the new tires are on, I feel a lot more confident in making this 5,500 mile drive. What in the world am I getting myself into? But before I can do any more work on the truck, I got to stop working and do something very, very important. Got that neighborhood Halloween trailer. Become an annual tradition in our neighborhood.
All right, kids off.
No!
Well, we had a great time hauling the neighborhood kids around last night for Halloween. It's always cool to be able to use your classic cars and trucks to make family memories. I think it's awesome and something the whole neighborhood will probably remember from their childhood for the rest of their lives. Anywho's, back on the dually here. Got to do a quick wash because I'm going to do a quick polish, and thankfully we got overcast today, so that's going to make my life much, much easier. I'm going to do a 1-step polish on it with my go-to stuff. This is 3D Speed. I'm just going to put it on a white pad and do a simple, quick polish, nothing fancy here. And to lock in that polish and help protect the paint, I'm gonna be using this Power Lock Plus polymer sealant. This is a product from Jescar, and I got a hold of this product through Big D E-tailing on YouTube, Instagram, and I think he's on Facebook too. My buddy Danny down in Miami, he is a phenomenal detailer, and he's the guy that turned me on to these 3D products and this Jescar Power Lock Plus. I believe this is a marine grade polymer sealant, so you could use it on boats, fiberglass, paint, and it's a really, really durable one. I'll eventually ceramic coat this truck, but I got too many things going on right now to focus on that. Plus there's some things I want to do before I do the ceramic coating. I'll fill you guys in on all that a little bit later. But let's get started on this 1-step polish. Now with this truck, I need to be very, very careful of our decals here. I don't want to damage these at all. And as you know, they're everywhere. So carefully, I'm going to spread the product out here, put it on a low speed, and evenly spread the product all over the area I want to polish. Now I'm going to pick the speed up and make about 3 or 4 passes per section that I'm polishing. Now we can wipe our panel down, see the results. I really need to get a detailer's light to show you the difference, but when you catch it in the sunlight, it's a massive difference. And again, just getting rid of those really light micro abrasions. This process isn't gonna take out any deep gouges or anything like that. Look at the clarity on this side versus this side. Now they call this stuff 3D speed for a reason. I just checked the time on the camera and it got about 20 minutes from the front fender all the way to the back. Of course, I'm not doing the whole truck, but I am having to work around some decals, so it is eating up some time. So, I mean, you could literally do a quick paint correction on your vehicle in an hour. You know, you get it clean and get it ready, and you spend about an hour polishing. You're just moving quick, moving with this stuff on a white foam pad. It works awesome. I'm gonna hop on the other side, knock this out, and then we're gonna start throwing that polymer wax on this bad boy. Is that what it is? It's a polymer wax, right? We've got Bowtie out here helping me today. Man, this just looks so good when it's polished up. Nothing beats a clean black paint job. I mean, just look at it, dude. Next up, I'm gonna be using that Power Lock Plus. I got my black pad here. I'm gonna apply this with a very, very low setting. So I guess what I'll do is load the pad, which you just put some stuff on, smear it around, because you don't wanna put this on the paint dry. Then again, we'll do four drops like that. We'll throw it on one. We're not polishing anything here. We're just applying this wax. So we're gonna cover very large areas, very low speed, and going over everything, including the decals. Once we get even coverage, we'll move on to the next area. And it's just as simple as that. So again, loading up our pad with 4 dime-sized drops, making sure we don't have any trash on our paint. Low speed, put it on there. What's up, buddy? Huh?
Why you do that?
All right, you gonna go digging?
I don't have to get my hands dirty.
What's up?
I don't want to get my hands
I got gloves in here. Somewhere. So we gotta let this sit for a half hour, and that'll be plenty of time for me to go over the entire truck, and by the time I'm done, I can start wiping it down. Just check the time on the camera, and to do this whole side, it only took me about 5 minutes. This is an extremely fast process. Got the whole truck done. Did the grill, all the way around the back, the tailgate. Now my favorite part. Man, that just looks so good. Walker's playing with a shovel in the culvert. All right, whatever keeps him busy. Gosh, I love that feeling of clean paint. I'm gonna go ahead and do this side first because it's in the sun. I don't want it to get too dried up on this paint here. Yeah, buddy. No, just the one. Just got done wiping her down, and oh my goodness. Just looks so good. I love it when it's clean, that's for sure. Let's see if we can get a good shot like this. What do you think, bud? All right. Yeah, me too. I like it. Yes, sir. Just looks so good. Hey, Bowtie. I just got back from getting the truck aligned over at Chris's house, and it was awesome getting to meet your man. He did a killer freaking job. The truck tracks straight now, and the steering wheel is centered, which is gonna be so much nicer than the way it was riding before. And with that being said, I think I've done everything I can do to get this truck ready for its 5,500 mile road trip. So let me know in the comments below if you think this truck is gonna make it. You know the issues I've had with it. You've seen the challenges that I've had with it over the last couple of months. And I gotta admit, I am pretty freaking nervous driving from Florida to Arizona for this first leg, because I just found out I'm gonna be doing this solo. So come Tuesday next week, hitting the road by myself and driving all the way to Chad's house. And it's gonna be a pretty epic experience. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so, because I'm gonna be pumping out all kinds of content over the next couple of months. I'm gonna be covering my trip up to Arizona, covering Dino's Get Down, coming back, covering Daytona Turkey Run, going back, getting the truck, going out to California to cover Power Tour West, and covering our entire road trip from California back to Florida. So I got a lot of crazy, crazy stuff going on. As always, I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.